There we go.
Oh,
We're live.
oh,
Oh, it's gonna be one of them days. I can see it now.
stone cold sober, kids. Anyway, hello, welcome to the Reloading Podcast here on the Firearms Radio Network, presented by Patriot Patch Company and Camerano. And now I'm depressed. You know why?
Hi.
Because of Rajinski. Went the whole day
Oh,
without having to hear anybody about the playoff. Third comment in. Here comes Georgia fan. Rah, 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 rah.
Wait, all that matters is Alabama's not in it. That's all I care about.
I know, that's awesome. It is absolutely awesome that Alabama is not in the playoff. It's a beautiful thing. Right, Jeff? Come on, Jeff. You know it is.
ah,
That's okay. I have a feeling I know who's going to win it. I don't know. I think the fix is in, but that's me. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting thing. I'm glad they finally went to 12 teams. I kind of like the buys. I'm not sure how I feel about Boise State having a bye.
They're good, so that's for sure. And I've seen their running back is incredible. So it's hard to say. Who knows?
Yeah, they definitely handled business. So
Arizona State's the same way. They really put a stomping down on Iowa State.
yeah, but let's face it, Iowa State really wasn't that good. They just
No, but
the Big 12 wasn't that good this year.
no.
So yeah, so Sharenda said she got kidnapped for her birthday, and I said, duh. And she said, well, it was not 100%, and my source was sketchy. And I said, those are the best friends. So anyway, so Sharenda won't be here because it is her birthday. Jim's parts elsewhere. So that's about it for this evening. But yeah, kind of fun. Ducks and dogs. Oregon's not as good as everybody thinks they are. Wisconsin should have taken them out, and Wisconsin sucks this year. If Wisconsin would have had any sort of team discipline, Paul, blink if you can hear me. Paul, you were like this. You were like,
oh, I'm just looking at something else here that's more along the lines of our show tonight. And
yeah.
then I get Ed that comes up with
Is
is
Varget getting
Varget
cut?
getting cut?
Well,
Really?
it is extruded, so I mean it would be cut.
Yeah. Sorry, Ed. Varget's going to be around a while.
Yeah, I don't think Varget's going anywhere.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I did hear from peoples down under that Trail Boss is available again.
Yeah.
So that kind of confirms what Chris Hodgson told me earlier this year, that Trail Boss would be back. So that's good. You know, I mean, it's still going to take a while to get back over here, but
Yeah.
so
I'm still waiting for some, like 322, 4198.
yeah.
Some of those, we've gotten lots of Varget and everything else out there. All that's now my H4895.
Well, it's what's selling.
Yeah.
What'd you say you were looking for? 322?
Yeah.
I wonder if I got it. I think I have a pound unopened up there. Oh, there's Jim. Hi, Jim. We weren't sure if you were going to make it.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late.
You're all good.
I've been seeing 5744 around here quite a bit, but I'm not paying what they
Yeah.
want.
That's around, but you just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I picked up because I use 5744 a lot for all my cast millisirp loads. I've picked up more IMR 4227 because it's almost identical powder, so loads won't change, and it was a heck of a lot cheaper at the time. So I stocked up on that pretty good, and that's probably what I'm gonna start running on most of my cast loads.
Is that for the big heavy bullet?
It's all those loads we've been using. The Argentine.
You don't like it better than 2400?
Well, when you could find 20, that's the issue. Finding 2400 is another one of those powders. So it was 2400 when that went away for a while. Then it went to 5744 because that was around, and then 5744 has gone away, and so then I've jumped over to 4227, and it's kind of gone away, just like everything else, really.
Holy crikey! IMR 4064 is out of stock. Oh, that just can't happen. That's just wrong.
Who's that through?
Hodging themselves. Oh, wait a minute. I'm good.
IMR.
I think I have like 3 pounds of that, I think. Let's see.
Yep, 4198 still out. 4831 still out. Tightwad's out. That's weird. Nobody uses tightwad. Why would that be out?
Some of the differences in the cost of powder buying it, online and through different retailers is tremendous.
I already showed it off, Jim.
So
yeah, but you can't put it on my hat.
Oh, I could.
That's
just not right now.
It's going to take you a while to get there before I do. Sorry about the Velcro ripping there, Chris.
No, you're not.
That would be Mr. Sharp to you, Michael.
I would have made a wisecrack about Mrs. Sharp, but Stacy kicked my ass. So
I don't go that way. That's a good way to get maimed, wounded, and severely crippled. All I want for Christmas is this truck. Yay! Do I look better or what?
Always.
Anyway, I'm back.
You missed what I said, Jim. That's what I'm looking for.
I just realized my tablet's upside down. Enough to make everybody dizzy. Matter of fact, Mike, put me out in timeout for a minute. I'll come back in.
Get out. Let's see here. So you said 322, Paul?
Yeah, H322. It works great in 223, 308 with light bullets. It's a good small case 6mm stuff it'll work in. Been a long time since they've had it.
Yeah, it's still out of stock at Graphs.
Yeah.
So right below it is the Accurate 2015 BR.
Right.
Have you tried that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Is it any good?
it's questionable in some of the stuff. So it shows peaky pressures sometimes. So H322 I'm kind of used to.
Yeah.
I tried LT32 and some of those, but light bullets in 308 H322 has just been a outstanding performer.
Yeah. N130 is the next one above it.
Right.
So
And I have to start using some Vivatory powders. It's one of that company for some reason seems to be able to produce and deliver enough powder
Mm-hmm.
in their lineup.
I mean, they're not breaking the bank on per pound right now.
No, they
Like I'm
used to be.
looking, yeah, they used to be expensive and they used to be the highest.
Yeah.
Like now they're one of the cheapest. Like I'm looking right now. This is my dealer cost, mind you, on graphs. I can get it for N130 for $36 a pound.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
that's a good rifle powder.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat.
Yeah, N140, you're in the same boat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yep, I could see, and they're saying right here you can
Yeah.
use it from 223 all the way up to your straight wall 4570
right.
and 458 Winchester Magnum. So it's going to cover the gamut.
And that's right in there with H322.
Yep.
Yeah, it's literally one step hotter.
Right.
Or faster.
And
I should say
Right.
faster, not hotter.
That's in stock at Graphs right now. So if I was an hour closer, I'd be going to Graphs more.
Good thing you're not, because you wouldn't have any money left.
Exactly.
You'd have to get another credit card.
I've been buying a lot of the Shooter's World powder lately.
most of that's ball powder, though, right?
Yeah. I think they're
They have
rifle
some.
and mat.
Yeah.
I think their precision is an extruded.
Yeah, and
I
I think their
remember-
rifle powder is too.
I'm
Let
looking
me
at the
see here.
precision. They say it's burn and temperature sensitive, similar to Varget. Do they tell me if it's extruded?
Hang on.
Yep, precision rifle is an extruded powder.
Yeah. But the rest
So-
of them are ball.
Yeah, rest are
The
ball.
rest of them are ball.
I think
Yeah.
Is their rifle? Is it ball?
long rifle is
Let's see here.
nope. Yes, no. Their long rifle is a extruded.
That's what I
They'll
thought.
think their rifle powders are extruded powders, but everything else could be ball. They've gone up though, Dad. A pound of long rifle is $70.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was buying.
And that's why I'm looking Vitavori. You're half the price, and it's good powder.
See,
You're
but
silly not to
I
go that way.
I stock up, so I was buying
I
it for like $38 a pound.
Well, I bought some Autocomp the other day for $36 a pound for pistol.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I bought a 4-pound jug of it. It was, $34, $35 a pound.
Mm-hmm.
Great. But I'm sitting there looking for extruded powders and some of my old ones that I don't have to go digging up loads for, or reshooting it to find loads, and they're gone. They're not there. So yeah, we're gonna have to switch over to Vivatory and that. And Clifford Zach says, will the upcoming tariffs affect reloading supplies and equipment? I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll affect equipment so much.
Mm-mm.
Anything that is not made here,
You'll
it
be
will
paying
affect.
you'll be paying more for your electronics scales, your electronic powder dispensers, anything that's electrical, your case trimming stations and deburring stations and that. But most of the presses are made here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not.
I have a one word answer for Clifford. Clifford, the upcoming tariffs, if there anything imported that is subject and written into the law that creates the tariff, it will affect us adversely. It'll tear the hell out of our pocketbook, is what I'm trying to say.
Well,
Maybe not tear the hell out, but it's definitely going to lighten the load.
That was exactly what I was about to bring up with what Alaska Russ one just said with the antimony. But there's a big antimony plant in Colorado or mine that they're looking at jumping back into here in the States, and it's got enough to produce for years.
So I was looking at Shooter's World powders, and they don't really have anything comparable to 322.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
No, they cover certain gamuts, and that's it.
So
I've noticed.
Get out. I was looking to see what CFE 223 is close wise, and it's not even close. It's like 25 off. So, all right, Paul. So here's the question. Say you find out 322 is no longer available.
Okay.
At all.
Are
you going to go faster or slower?
I'm going to go a little faster with N130.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
and just adjust your charge to go with it. Yeah.
And adjust my charge to go with it. And that's that's what I'm gonna do. But it's I don't know how many 308 loads I have loaded up with 125 grain bullet with H322. But it's going to give me a different point of impact, probably. 99% sure of that.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm going to have to, plot out where it goes once I start changing ammunition over. So.
But isn't that what we love to do? I mean, we love to tinker, love to figure problems like that out.
But you go out to a prairie dog town and you sit there, you rip through your H322, and then you sit down and go, damn, now I got to go to N130, and where am I at? And you're not going to walk out there and put a target up at 100 yards, and so you got to play Kentucky windage there for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you're right. You're going to want to hopefully know all that before you even go out there, but
right.
That may not always be the case.
Which burn rate chart are you looking at, Mike?
Hodgdon's.
I'm not sure which one I'm looking at here. I don't remember which one this is. It's always one I use. It's the one that always got like the blue, the yellow, the red bars, the green bars.
That's Hodgdon.
Is that Hodgdon? It's got N130 on there twice.
Where?
It's got, So if you see 322, 80. Well, that's 133, 82, and 77 on mine. It's so weird.
So yours might be an old one because I literally just pulled this right off their website.
Oh yeah, 2019.
This is a 2024. So that brings up an important point. Make sure your burn rate chart's accurate.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. That's the new one. That's what I'll save.
On these potential tariffs that we're going to get hit with, we've got nobody to blame but ourselves. Our industry sold out years ago and moved everything overseas, and we're going to pay for it ourselves.
Always do. Doesn't matter one way or the other. We pay for it.
Yep.
I mean, once there was a reason why they moved overseas, and it's not what you think.
Well, cheaper labor.
Well, yeah, cheaper labor, but the other thing
that's not the biggest thing.
Taxes.
Nope, that's not even the biggest thing.
Oh yeah, they don't have to. They move the money. The money is out there. They don't have
EPA,
to bring it here.
That's the biggest thing.
EPA.
But taxes are just tremendous to them when they don't have to pay it because they don't declare it.
Yep, that's the second biggest thing. The biggest
Yeah.
is EPA and all the regulations and rules. And second biggest is taxes.
I mean, they tried to stick Caterpillar for what was it? A couple, $100 million in back taxes
Yeah, I think it was a quarter
because
of a billion.
yeah. And they sit down and said, no, your law says that we have to bring it into the United States in order for you to tax it. We can keep it on the books forever. So, yeah, you know, they, we did it to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Because we started getting apathetic for elections. And we
Well,
stopped
Yep.
paying attention to how they were spending the money.
yeah,
And we had a whole crap ton of people that were on the government teat that are driving the vote.
Yep.
hmm
Weren't paying attention to who we elected.
This is the first election I can remember in a while where that was a big point of contention in the races. So,
well, it didn't help that the present administration was bringing in, you know, almost 1 million people a month into the United States.
yep.
At some point, they were flying them in. Um, you know, and then
Yep.
we get people that sit down and said, "I don't like the man." Well, a lot of men I don't like. I mean, but his policies and everything else are ring true.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't care what you personally think about a person and a politician, okay?
It wasn't
You know.
about him personally. It was about, for me, it was about the Supreme Court and it was about the second. And that was that.
Yeah,
That
but
was it.
when people are voting personal, if they like the person or not, doesn't that tell you something how shallow they are?
Exactly.
Okay? Uh, you know, uh, the American people are so shallow that we vote because we like somebody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of grabs your ass. People don't think, they think with their feelings, not their mind. Not with their education and their intelligence. They think with their feelings.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times you and me have agreed on anything, Paul.
Oh, we agreed on a lot of things.
I know.
That's all. We agree
But
on
you
a
see
lot of
there,
things.
we just disagreed. You told me I was wrong.
You're always wrong, but that doesn't matter. We always agree on that.
My brother, Paul Nelson, brother from another mother. Oh boy. Anyway, are we going to do
Uh,
reloading tonight, or are we going to talk about failed cartridges, or what?
yeah, we're going to talk about cartridges that died. And are they still a viable cartridge to reload for?
How about 244 Remington? That's a
Yeah,
cartridge that failed.
yeah. 244 Remington, 6 millimeter Remington. Um, yeah, I probably got a couple of hundred loaded for it.
Isn't there a caliber called 308 Marlin?
Yeah, but
Oh
that's
yeah,
actually still in production.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
but they're
got
not making a whole lot. Well, what is that? That's basically a 308 with a rim, right?
oh, um semi-rimmed if I remember right, but
Yep, semi-rimmed bottleneck. Yep.
uh-huh. And 30 or 308 TC or 30 TC. Um, there's one. Okay. It's a hell of a popular cartridge. The basic case, but
So, ammunition business, a cartridge is labeled obsolescent when new factory made rifles are no longer being produced for it, but factory loaded ammo is still available from at least one of the major ammo companies. After the last factory loads have been discontinued, the cartridge is usually referred to as obsolete.
okay.
So it goes from obsolescent to obsolete. So
So the TC, now I don't know if the TC has been started to be made again, but it was when Smith and Wesson got rid of TC, they stopped making the gun, right? So
however,
this,
Thompson Center is in the process of retooling.
right. Yes.
So,
So we're going to see if that comes
and they
back.
are bringing back the Encore and the what's the other one?
Contender.
Oh,
Yeah, they're bringing them both back, and they are going to be starting to make new barrels as well. But there's also a aftermarket company that's making frames and barrels. House of Guns, HAUS Guns, House of Guns carries them. So
yeah, I was talking about a cartridge though, the 30 TC,
right,
and for their bolt action rifle that they made it for,
yeah.
and
But I
the
think the 30 TC is made as a. Let's see if we got TC. Um, um, doop, 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 doop. Crikey.
well, let me give you a little hint here, guys. The 30 TC was what the basics of the 6.5 Creedmoor was. Okay, so you take a 30 TC, neck it down to 6.5, neck it down again to 6, neck it down again to 22 Creedmoor. Okay, so the basic case design is still there, but the cartridge itself is kind of dead.
Kind of looks like Hornaday's still making it
Oh yeah,
in
this
the
is
150 grain SSTs.
hmm
So yeah,
Factory
we'll
made
see.
ain't obsolete.
It definitely didn't do what they wanted it to do. So
but Hornady went out and took it and did something with it.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, like I said, this is factory made. It isn't obsolete.
yeah,
Currently factory manufactured, I should say.
But it is obsolescent. So
I'm not arguing that. My point was it's not obsolete yet.
nope. So so this is from chuckhawks.com. It's a great Chuckhawks is a great resource to check out. When was this? I don't know what the date of this article was. 2014. Looks like he updated it. But he has a list of obsolete or obsolescent North American rifle cartridges. The 224 Weatherby Magnum, 225 Win, 2520 Winchester, which isn't true. 250 Savage, 730 Waters, which isn't true. 284 Winchester, that's debatable. 300 Savage, 307 Winchester, 3040 Krag, 300 H&H, 308 Norma Magnum, 3220 Winchester, 32 Winchester Special, 348 Winchester, 356 Winchester, 358 Winchester, 358 Norma Mag, 375 Winchester, and 3840 Winchester. The recently introduced 300 Remington's short action Ultra Mag is already teetering on the edge of obsolescence, but not quite the list.
Here's one that wasn't mentioned there. The 30 AR Remington. 30 Remington AR. Anybody remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They said the 3040 Krag was on an obsolete list.
Obsolescent.
Yeah. Obsolescent.
Which means nobody's currently chambering a rifle in it.
I know Remington has a limited run every so often that, but you're saying nobody's chambering it, which makes sense. They're not.
Right.
So. 730 Waters is not, because you can get Thompson centers in that. So that would not count.
Until they start producing it, but a lot of separate barrel manufacturers who make barrels for the TC are making the 730
Waters. Yeah. So
how about the 325 Winchester short mag?
None of the WSMs or WSSMs are on this list. Although for all practical purposes, you can put the WSSMs all on here because there is nobody making any of the WSSMs currently. My guess is you probably can put the 325 on here.
What about the 32 Winchester Special? I know for a fact factory ammunition is still being sold.
It's not the ammunition. This is obsolescence, not obsolete.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, it's confusing. So, so basically, the 22-250 killed the 224 Weatherby Mag and the 225 Winchester.
There's one, 225 Winchester. Ooh, hot round when Winchester brought it out with a friggin' rim.
A semi-rim.
Yeah, it had a rim. It hung up all the time in the action in the Model 70.
So he's talking about the black powders, the 2520, 3220, and the 3840 being dead. But I think you can get. I want to say that somebody out there is making lever guns in those.
Birdie or something like that is
probably
making lever guns. Yeah. Hey, how about 375 Ruger?
Not on the list.
Not on the list.
Crap, I don't want to do that.
Okay, there are still people making that one. You're right. Huh.
I'm just looking here.
How about handgun cartridges?
That's what I'm looking at here.
Oh, you could go. What was all Glocks? 357 SIG, 45 gap. You can just keep on naming some of them. It feels like.
Well, 40 Super, 45 Super, 401 Herder, 38 Cosell, 400 Corban.
401 Herder Magnum is not, because Buffalo Boar makes limited runs.
Okay. And I know you can still get barrels made for it. So.
And it's effing expensive.
Yeah.
Aaron from We Like Shooting's father-in-law had one that he inherited. All right, so this is off the vintagegunjournal.uk. And so this is their rules. All cartridges listed are center fire. The chances of the survival of more than a tiny number of most of these cartridges or of the arms which they fit are very low indeed, but those firearms listed in bold may survive in some quantities. Each cartridge in the list is followed by initials referring to a published source whose description may be accepted as the norm for each round. These are as followed: Cartridges of the World, Cartridges for Collectors, European Cartridge Research Association Data Viewer, Manual of Pistol and Revolver Cartridges, by History and Development of Small Arms and Ammunition, Military Rifle and Machine Gun Cartridges, Pistol and Revolver Cartridges. All right. So I'm just going to start reading these off. Now, keep in mind, these are all center fire. This is a British conglomeration, and this was back in 2018. So we've got 22 extra long Maynard, 22 1560 Stevens, 22 CF, 230 CF, 2520 single shot, 2521 Stevens, 2525 Stevens. Yes, Stevens loved to do that. And basically it was a copy of the Winchesters, and they tweaked one little thing so it wasn't a blatant copy. 255 Jeffrey Rook, the 275 Jeffrey, 276 Enfield, 28/30/120 Stevens, 297/230 Sporting, 297/230 Morris, 298 Minex. Okay, anybody ever heard any of these cartridges? Raise your hand as we go. You don't count.
Oh man, I knew 276 Enfield.
I knew you'd know that one.
I'm always looking for one of the rifles in that.
I know.
There's only a select few out there.
We've had that conversation because that was on your wish list, and I haven't seen one. 300 Sherwood, 300/250 Rook, 30/30 Wesson, 30/40 Wesson, 310 Cadet, 310 Greener, 31 Thur, 310/300 Rook, 320/230 Rook, 32 Protector, 32 Long Rifle CF, 32/35 Stevens, 32/40 Remington Hepburn. Wow.
I remember that one. Okay.
I didn't know that she made ammo. How about that? Now the question is, was it Katie? It had to be Catherine. You knew it had to be Catherine that was making ammo. That's what she and John were discussing on the wagon.
Mike, you ain't old enough to remember Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah, darn
Only
right I
Paul
am.
and I are. Only Paul and I are that old.
Would you like me to reminisce about her going down the Nile with Humphrey, or would you prefer that I talk about her driving John Wayne nuts?
She did both.
Exactly.
You've seen the movie, but you didn't see the original. Neither did I. But
I
I was
didn't see it in
deprived.
theaters, no. And you didn't either, because, you were probably taking a nap at that point in time. 3240 Bullard, 3240 Winchester and Ballard, 32 Ideal, 3240 Smith and Wesson, 320 British, also known as the 320 Revolver CF, short or long, 3530 Maynard, 3540 Maynard, 340 short or long revolver, 360 Thor, 360 Rook, also known as the 360 number 5, 360 shotgun, early Bacon breech loader, 360 Wesley Richards, number 3 Express, 360 number 3 Gibbs, 360 Gibbs number 4, also known as the 380 Gibbs number 4, 360 300 Fraser, 360 2 7/16 Black Powder Express. That sounds just fancy. I don't know how that's a center fire. It sounds like a shot shell.
Oh, well.
2 7/16 is the British shot shell length.
Well, Nick should know that, and Ray, that a lot of the big bores that the British used, and even the medium bores, were basically a shot shell.
It would make sense then. These are all center fire handguns. Oh my goodness! Talk about outdoing the judge.
Oh well, they had stuff that. What was the name? What was the name, Nick or Ray, of the pistols that they use in India? For hunting tigers. You were on the elephant. You had a brace of pistols, and
that would make sense. You'd want something big and bad.
Yeah, and they would.
I'm not sure.
The Howdah pistols.
Howdah.
Yep.
There you go. That's
yeah,
it.
the Howdahs. They were basically sawed-off shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only they were legal. So we've got the 362 3/4 boxer, 369 Purdy, 3835 Stevens Everlasting. It's everlasting. 3840 Ballard Everlasting. 3840 Remington Hepburn. 3840 Bullard. They're arguing about the 22 arcs staying. It's gonna stay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
The ARC is for all the modern shooters that want to use an AR platform for a cartridge that's approaching 22-250.
Yep.
And
basically that's what it is. It's a 22-250 that's made to shoot out of an AR-15 platform. So there you
go. Without having to go to a 10.
Yeah.
An AR-10.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
3870 Winchester, 3856 Winchester, 3890 Winchester. So most of these, as you can tell, are kind of like the 4570, 4590, 45110. They're converted black powders. 380 Black Powder Express, also known as the 380 2 1/4 Rigby. 360 2 1/4, 380 long rifle. 40-40 Maynard, 40-50-70 caliber reduction, EXPTL, whatever that stands for. 400 2.5 inch Kynoch, 400 3.25 inch Boxer, 400 3 inch Purdy, Boy, that thing's sure pretty when it shoots. Speaking of shooting, Lena Michalik posted on Instagram today. She's at a range with some sort of semi-auto fun toy, and it's shooting huge fireballs. So she gets them to turn the lights off while she's shooting. It's just lighting up the whole freaking room. You got to check it out. She's just so stoked. She pulls the trigger on the first one, and she's just like a kid in a candy store watching the fireball. So, 4060 Marlin.
She takes after her dad.
She does. 4060 Winchester, 4060 Maynard, 4070 Ballard, 4070 Sharps Necked, 4070 Sharp Straight, 4070 Maynard, 4070 WCF. And what does WCF stand for, kids?
Winchester Centerfire
cartridge.
Very fantastic.
I got one.
Yes.
375 Weatherby.
Yep. I would put that on the list for rifles.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest of this is all black powder crap. For the most part, I'm not reading all the black powders because we could be here for days. 402 Enfield Martini, 425 Webley, 430 long rifle or 430 long revolver. Excuse me, 44 Thur, 44 Morse necked, 44 Dupee rimless, 4460 Creedmoor. Damn it. 44 Evans short and long, 44 De Villiers, 440 revolver, 440 long revolver, 440 Nagant Argentine model, 442 carbine, 442 revolver, 442 long revolver, 44 Colt revolver, 44 Remington revolver, 44 Smith & Wesson American, 44 Merwin Hulbert long, 44 Merwin Hulbert short, 44 Smith & Wesson Russian, 45 US EXP TL, 1869. 45 Boxer Henry Long Chamber, 1869. 45 New South Wales Police carbine. And yes, I'm saying carbine on purpose. 45 Gardner and Gatling, 45 Mars long, 45 Mars short, 45 MP. Very rare Maxim pistol round mentioned in the Journal of Historical Breech Loading Small Arms Association, Volume 2, Number 6, on page 24. The 450 Needham. Everybody knows about that one. The 450 number 1 musket. The 45 Brown standard military target rifle. See, most of this is British, so that's why I can talk like that, because it's just stupid names.
The number of experimental cartridges the British had was just insane.
The 45 Turkish Peabody, also known as the 1143 by 55R Turkish. 460 or 446 Winchester, 461 Gibbs number 1, 461 Gibbs number 2, 476 Indian Police, 48 Morse, 490 BSA. Holy shit, the Boy Scouts had their own cartridge? Damn.
No. The other BSA.
Come on now.
Other BSA.
I know.
What's BSA stand for, Nick?
Birmingham Small Arms.
There you go.
You're really going to try to stump me on that? You know that's not going to happen. You know that one wasn't going to happen.
50 Morse, 50 Megs, 50 Peabody, 50 Spencer Carbine, 50 Springfield Cadet, 50 Dawes Patent 1867, 50 Boxer 1867, a bunch of more black powders, and an important 50 or 500 450 Wesley Richards number 2 musket. Nick, why is that one important? Get your ass back on the screen. Where'd he go?
Probably got to take care of the dog.
Dang it, Ray.
That or his sister showed up to pick up the dog.
I thought you raised your kid better than that.
That or his girlfriend's emailing him, one of the two.
Yeah, it's probably the girlfriend. We're more important than Babs. Oh, there is a bunch of 500 450s. I don't know. I just really don't know, especially pistol cartridges, for crying out loud. So, 50 Remington Army pistol, 1871. 50 Remington Navy pistol, 1867. 50 Springfield pistol, 1869. 500 revolver. Some more black powder. 52, yeah, more black powder. 54 Morse. 55 Morse. 55 Gatling. 577 the Selwyn, 1865. Excuse me, 577 Dawes patent, 1867. 577 Snyder. 577 450 Martini Henry. 577 500 Magnum Express. 58 Morris, 58 U.S. converted Mustang, 1865. So what that is basically they took Civil War muskets, converted them into pistols. There you go. 58 Remington carbine, basically same damn thing. 58 U.S. Berdan system conversion, don't know. 58 Tibbles Robert, 1869. 58 Roberts, 60 Chinese Jingal. 65
These are all black
Gatling.
powder. These are all black powder.
Yeah.
These are all black powder.
1-inch Nordfeld Palmkrantz. Some Colibris, a Lilliput. Bunch of metric cartridges.
Lilliput. Lilliput. Okay. Now that's. Those were small. Those are 4.5.
4.25 millimeter
Yeah.
Lilliput.
Yep. Yeah.
And now we're into a crap ton of metric cartridges.
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is just going to get a link in the show notes.
Yeah.
Holy hey.
You know, one old cartridge that I'm still shocked that they produce is the 3855. You still see rifle companies producing something in 3855.
Do you know why?
And from my understanding, it's a good hunting cartridge in brush.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Also, to my knowledge, there's a lot of people that like to use it for SAS.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's like the 3220, where they use it in the handgun and use it in the rifle, right?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, that's the big thing with SAS is if you can get it so you have the light
The
pistol.
rifle, yeah, the rifle and the pistol are using the same cartridge. Mm-hmm.
Well, it made sense back in the old days too. To carry one cartridge belt and have a same cartridge for your pistol and your rifle.
That's why 45 Colt survived and 44 Russian and a few others didn't.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't the 4440 a big one that way because it was loaded in the Winchester and in the Colt?
Mm-hmm. So Field and Stream. This is Richard Mann. He wrote this in June. 6 dead, dying, and soon to be obsolete handgun cartridges. So he says they're all on their way out. Now it's kind of funny to read this at this current second because obviously 6 months later, it kind of makes this dude not really I have an idea what he's talking about. So 45 gap, I'll give him. because it was done. 41 Magnum, not a chance. There is still way too many people that love their 41 Magnum revolvers. We have people coming in probably once a month that want a special order one if we don't have them. Smith's still making them. 32 H&R Magnum. Guess what? Ruger just launched the LCR in 32 H&R Magnum. So
Running with Scissors, I will say that movie is not that good.
I don't even want to know.
For a Hallmark movie, Nick, it's not bad.
There's a lot of
But-
cheesy scenes, CGI scenes in
There
there. Oh.
I don't even want to know.
Well, they made a Hallmark movie about like Chiefs fans, and like Donna Kelsey's in it, and then they go like it's
Do they go to a Taylor Swift concert?
no. No.
Well, then what's the point?
I don't even think Taylor Swift was mentioned in the movie.
Then what's the point?
Here it is, the Cliff Notes version. Boy meets girl, they fall in love, and he works for the Chiefs, and they like football. There you go. Hallmark movie, well, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Now I don't have to waste 2 hours of my life.
You don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to step away. Somebody had called that was they're passing through and they're staying at my house tomorrow, so I had to answer that real quick.
Hey, you missed us talking about all the.
I heard
awesome-
577 Snyder. I could hear that one.
Oh, so you could hear us?
Oh, I could hear everything. I just had
So you heard me?
yeah, I can hear you. So it's like I had like that.
All right, so yeah, 32 H&R Magnum. Boy, is he wrong. 25 Auto. I'll give him that one. 40 Short and Weak. I don't see that one dying. They've tried to kill it, and it's not getting killed. There's still way too many people that love that cartridge.
Too many cops carrying it this minute. This very moment, too many cops are carrying it.
I mean, yeah, there is still. I mean, not as many as 9. So, I will give
won't argue
Taylor.
that.
I will give Taylor props. She does put on one hell of a concert. I would sit there with earplugs in because I wouldn't want to listen to any of the damn music. But she's entertaining. So, and 32 ACP. That one's not dying. Sorry, I can see the 25 dying, but not the 32 because there is way too many pocket pistols that way too many people love to shoot.
Yeah.
That shoot 32 ACP, also known as 7.65 Browning.
I have one right.
Mike, I tell you what, I had one in my hands when I was overseas.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. 'Cause
as a reloading question, here's a question. Reloading
Yes.
the 25 ACP.
Too small.
Has anybody ever done it?
I would never do it. It's too dang small to try to get on that press.
Never tried.
nope.
I mean, Dylan
No,
makes a shell
no.
plate for the 550.
Mm-hmm.
I will
Not,
because I have
not with
one.
not with these meat hooks.
And and I can absolutely understand a true progressive, understandable. But like the Lee 4-hole turret or a single stage, I think that case is just too small to put it on there.
So you're saying you don't have the manual dexterity to be able to do it
Well, not with this hand anymore.
because you're just not talented.
It's no different than handling a 223 bullet to load in
Yeah.
about the same diameter. I mean,
I look at it as especially 25 ACP, which I don't have one of those yet, but I have plenty of 32 ACP pistols. I can get a box of 50 for about $30, if that.
Yeah, but
As
I'm,
little
I'm
as I'm gonna
talking.
shoot
I'm
those.
talking hand loading. We're
No,
hand
and-
loading
yeah.
this stuff. Yeah,
I'm sorry, but
I can,
a box for $30 is way too much money for that cartridge.
Oh, I agree.
Sorry.
It's way too much. It's just its production isn't there anymore. So
I don't think it would be that bad because that's what a standard small pistol primer probably.
right.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it can be done.
Yeah.
I mean, You're not going to load a ton of it, but I mean, if
So
you got
I will
no
give
gun,
this.
you just must shoot.
I will give Mr. Man 2 out of 6 on his cartridge call.
I think there's a lot of 25 ACPs out there that people just, you know,
I mean, look at all the Jennings that are running around out there.
Mhm.
you know,
I mean, you
there's
got
a lot of them.
there's a crap ton of Ring of Fires out there that are in 25.
You
And
know,
those things, we get one in and shit, it's gone in a day.
Mm-hmm. It may not be the most purchased caliber out there, but I think as a reloader, it's a definite possibility. I mean, you know, there's a way, you know, and that's what we're talking about here. 32 ACP, same thing. You know, worth reloading, sure. Compared to what factory ammo is, what's factory ammo for 32 now?
That's what.
40 some dollars or $50 a box of 50.
Well, let me look quick.
Let's see. Lucky Gunner. 1,000 rounds, $444. That's of PMC. Looks like between 1,000 rounds, between 400 and 450. So you're talking $40 to $45 a box. No,
Okay.
less than that.
SGMO has PPU for 33.9 cents a round for 1,000 rounds.
Yeah.
Riverton Munitions, I don't know if they're legit or not, but they have normal range and training ammo. 2,000 rounds for $700.
You're talking between $20 and $25 a box of 50.
Okay.
Give or take.
Ooh.
So we're in the
Blazer
50,
for 37 cents a box. That's
So
aluminum case though.
we're talking, you know, 40, basically 40 cents a round, and we reloaded for about 40 cents a round, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, powder's going to be a grain and a half or something, you know.
I'm figuring this out right now.
Okay.
Reloading calculator. Okay.
What might be the expensive part is your bullet. Because I'm just looking at the 25 caliber bullet.
17 cents a piece.
Yeah, that's about what I'm seeing.
So what is that? $17 a 100?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, 10 would be $1.70. So yeah, that multiplies out.
There again, you can reload for a little more than half price.
Yeah, you get a choice. I mean, you can get a Spear Gold Dot, you know, for 20, you know, 25 cents a bullet, and you know, just the bullet, not the case. And
So if you buy 1,000 bullets, it drops down to 15.26 100.
Okay.
You know, for years prior to the modern pistols, that was some people's deep concealed carry weapon. That 32 auto and
Eventually, I want to pick me up a Makarov in 9x18 just to have as like a cool surplus carry gun. Because the Makarovs run, and they're a pretty potent little round.
Yeah.
How many times do you think we'll get out of the brass?
Oh Jesus, there's no pressure. You know, you're gonna lose it before you
Yeah.
wear it out.
Pretty much a straight wall case. So
At
Yeah.
least 7.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So was that
Yeah, I
50
think-
rounds, Nick, that you found on the? Or no?
I can get 50 rounds of 25 ACP PPU for $42. Well, not $42. $20, $21 at SG right now. So that's 42 cents a round.
Okay. So primers are what?
Oh gosh, I haven't done small pistol in
7
so
cents
long.
a piece.
Yeah, you're still up
What-
there.
what are you paying for 25 ACP, Nick?
This is at SGMO, $20.95
Okay. Wow. For 50?
for 50.
Wow.
And if you buy the 1,000 round pack, it drops it to 34 cents a piece.
Yep.
Now I gotta look at 32 ACP. Shoot, I can buy that cheap. 50 rounds of 32 ACPs under right $20 a box.
You know, but the spread is, um, you know, from the $20 a box to you know, depending upon what it is, 25 count.
How much are dies?
Probably about 25, $30 probably. Let's see. ACP dies. Leaf from Titan is, come on, website, $35.49.
Okay.
Figure for RCS is 45, maybe 50,
Yeah.
depending on caliber. Call it 45.
There we go. 25 automatic. 50 grade.
On a Dillon Progressive, would that use the same bullet feeder pretty much that you do for like a 223?
Diameter might be, well, no, you're similar to diameter.
Should we
Bull-
use
bull-
probably bullseye powder?
Yeah.
Oh no, you want jacketed. So we got unique. Oh no, we got tight group. We're using that 1.1 grains. 1.3 max.
Basically almost 8,000 rounds. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Or
we're
7.
doing tight group
Oh, whatever.
because I have a crap ton of tight group. All right, so now
A pound of powder would get you 3,684 rounds. Wow.
Jeez.
That's
much
something you'd
per-
want to miss.
3064.
How much
And
per
tight.
round, Ray?
Roughly 3,600 rounds out of a pound of powder.
You said
How
30,
much per
three,
grain? How much
3604?
powder per grain?
You
And
said
I'm gonna put-
1.9 grains, right?
1.1 grains.
1.1.
Do
Yeah, I was
1.2
gonna
just for fun.
say,
1.2.
that's more like 6,500. That's more like 6,500 rounds.
1.2 is 5,833.333. It carries out infinite.
Okay.
So
and we'll
roughly 5,800 rounds, roughly.
okay, so we'll put $45 for the cost of the powder.
You're not even noticing the powder.
So for 1,000 rounds, if you load up 1,000 rounds, you're going to save $176.75. If you load
Okay.
100 rounds, you're going to save $17.67. 500 rounds is $88.
Mm-hmm.
So 500 rounds, you've paid for your dies twice.
That's if you've got the brass, correct?
No, that's buying the brass.
Buying brass and clear.
That's buying brass.
Yeah.
We're buying brass. We're buying primers. We're buying bullets. We're buying powder.
I'll be damned.
I'm gonna have to look in this for some 32 ACP because I got probably 6 different 32 ACP pistols.
Well, that's
So Ken, there's your answer. If you buy 1,000 rounds of 25 ACP at the price that Nick was quoting versus loading 1,000 rounds, you're going to save $176. So then you take your $45 in die cost out. So you're going to be saving $130.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing it on a 550, you're probably looking at you're probably looking at about a half hour for setup time. And then to actually load it, you're probably looking 1,000 rounds. You're probably looking, if you're going slow, 3 hours.
8. Because you have to refill primers.
Yeah, but 10 sticks of primers is nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to have at least 10 sticks.
You're right.
A small primer tube. So.
I'm thinking casting. Never mind. Don't mind me.
No,
I don't know much.
I mean, you definitely could be on the ball if you're going real slow.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Dillon reloaders, but how sensitive is their primer thing? At 1.2 grains, it wouldn't take much to overcharge.
Their powder
drop?
drop?
Powder measure?
Oh, their powder drops. Their powder drops really good.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah, it'll drop. It'll drop a grain. I've actually with mine, I've played around and I've done 3/4 of a grain consistently. I was bored.
Yeah, you have to use the extra small powder charge bar in that, and but hey, it is doable with the Dillon.
Yep.
And
I mean, you could do it. I mean, if you're paying yourself for time on a Dillon, it's still very practical. On a single stage, maybe not so much.
Right.
On a single stage, it's probably break even. So if you enjoy reloading, then it's worth it.
Back in the day when I was shooting bullseye.
How do you figure, Ken?
I reloaded some 38 special gallery loads on my Dillon, and I probably banged out around 1,000 rounds in 3 hours in the evening's time.
So
I was using light loads of unique.
Yeah. So Ken just dropped this. He said the amount of shooting you are likely to do with 32 does not justify the savings over factory.
That's his
Please
opinion.
explain yourself, Ken, and justify this for people of all income ranges, not just people who are financially well off. Because frankly, $130 is a decent amount of savings for 1,000 rounds.
Speaking for myself, if I were to do this, a lot of it would come down to where I shoot. Indoor range, you could pick up your brass easily. Outdoor range with 22 all over, it'd be a pain in the butt.
Clifford Jack brings up a good point about that 22 reloader kit that I picked up. He actually has a bullet mode built into the handles.
Yeah, you can do that.
So
And he also uses unique for his propellant in 22 rim power.
there's actually 15 different powders he's got that you can use.
Yeah,
So
that's the one I remember because I use unique so much.
Most shooters aren't going to use more than a couple hundred rounds, Ken says. I don't know. Nick has got.
But he qualified it, Paul, by using the word user, not shooter.
Well, I'm just saying, Nick has got how many 32 ACP pistols you have?
6.
6. There you go.
There's a couple hundred rounds each. There's 1,200 rounds.
Yeah.
how likely are you to shoot 1,000 rounds? Well, my 32 ACP that I have upstairs that stovepipes every other magazine. I put 750 rounds through in 2 range trips. So I don't know. I'd say pretty damn likely. So
I'm doing a quick math on for 32. Just trying to find red dot. I can't find red dot anywhere.
no, you can't. You're not gonna.
I need to find a price per pound. Roughly.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Here we go. Let's see.
You're
I
not
can
gonna.
use.
You're not gonna find red dot.
That's an old one then. Let's see. Because that's had Hercules powder on there. Let's find something different.
I've got red dot, Nick.
I know you do. Yeah, you and I bought it for years.
Nick, what grain bullet?
71. So basically 70.
71. You can use N310 tight group, universal, Herco, HP 38, Win 231.
What's the lowest powder charge?
Clay's at 1.5.
So we'll go Clay's. Well, that's probably another one you can't find.
110 you should be able to find.
Yeah, I know you can find 110.
Vitivori N310, 1.7.
310 Vitivori, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Vitivori 310. Category. Vitivori and 310. So you're looking at $52 a pound. So that breaks out to be. What was the charge on that N310, Mike? Do you remember?
1.7.
There you go.
$4,100 rounds per pound.
What does that break down per round? Your pennies on the dollar, anything?
Yeah.
It's about 1.3 cents per pound per round.
Wow.
Okay, so 1.3, 0.13.
0.013.
That's 0.013, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we are at 340. Because you did 25, right, Mike?
For
You
what?
did 25 for that calculation. You're doing 25 ACP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 340 minus.
Well, y'all guys are cyphering. I'm going to call it a night. Have a good night, everybody.
You too.
Take care, Jim.
Good night. Good night.
Good seeing
Merry
you
Christmas.
guys.
We don't see you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
I'll be
Christmas,
back.
Jim. So next week we have a show. Christmas weekend, New Year's we will not.
Right.
So next week's the 17th.
You'd be
That's
saving
what I got there.
$114 to reload 1,000
For 1,000
rounds. Yep. So if you knock off the $35 for the dies, you are at $85,
Yeah.
like you said. So you're still saving.
By the way, the app I'm using is called Reloading Calculator
You get that. I probably have it.
for Android. So, and
No,
then I
but
have the ability to do. You can do cartridge or shot shell. You can do your caliber, unit of measure. So then I can do powder grains per load, overall length in inches, case trim length. Break that all down. And then it breaks it down per. Then you can go ahead and once you do your test firing, you can do your velocity. You can do group's diameter, number of shots in group, target distance. So,
well, I'm trying to say here that okay, 25 ACP, yeah, it's worth to reload it. We're talking, $170 savings.
Yep.
Now we're down to, $117, and you notice a trend here. We as reloaders, a lot of us reload a lot of 9mm. Okay.
mm-hmm.
Okay, is it worth to reload 9mm?
No.
I'll bet you find out it isn't.
It's not.
Okay, but we do it for a reason. Why? Because
we enjoy
it, and we can tailor our load to and bullet to what we're shooting.
Exactly.
And then plus we don't have to depend upon the
Demand.
going to the demand or anything else. We sit down and say, I can load up 1,000 rounds in a day on my 550 without a problem, taking my time, checking everything out, checking my bullets and everything, and sit down and I got ammo to go shoot when no one else does. We all have to remember the days of Barack Obama, and we're sitting there looking to trying to find 9mm ammo.
I mean, it got bad enough you couldn't find 40.
Yeah, I mean, 9mm ammo they were selling for 1,000 rounds was $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that was just target ammo. So we would sit down and say, okay, I got primers, I have cases, I got bullets, and I got powder. Okay, I could get powder in those days. Primers was hard. I got to say, primers were hard, but they weren't $88 a thousand. They were $30 a thousand then.
Mm-hmm.
And powder was $26 a pound then. You get all the powder in the world we want, just couldn't get the primers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nowadays, all the primers are coming back on the market, and powders we're having a hard time with. Okay. But that's why we're hand loaders. We sit down and say, I'm going to keep this much powder on hand. I'm going to get this. I'm going to have that. Go out and buy a 4-pound jug of Autocomp or 231 or tight group, or 8 pounds of tight group, whatever. We have it. Hey, it's our last $500 went to buy primers. Okay. We're hand loaders. We can sit down and say they're not going to make 45 ACP. I'm just throwing this out. 45 ACP anymore. Well, I got cases, I got primers, I got bullets. I can make ammo for it. If something goes, that's why we do what we do, is because we can make ammo for something that is not readily available. Nick sits down and loads um, what is that? 500, 410 or whatever it is. And you sit down and say, I got to form the brass, I got to do all this stuff, and it costs me, you know, $2 a round for the first round, but after that, I'm, I'm in pretty good shape. Um, so, and think about it. If you shoot any of the dangerous game cartridges, 458 Win Mag, any of the Weatherbees, any of that kind of stuff, you're paying 100 to almost $200 a box of 20 ammo.
Ooh.
All right. Um, I was watching on YouTube the other day. A guy took a 375 Shytech out to shoot. He wanted to shoot a Diddy Moore can like they did in Shooter. Take it out to a mile and a half or whatever. And he couldn't do it. He went out there with 200 rounds of 375 Shytech ammunition at $5 a round. Okay, we're a hand loader. We can sit down and reload and everything else. And if we got the cases, we're a whole lot of better spot.
Yeah.
You know, we hand load, we reload, we put it this way: we're cheap.
I don't know if it's cheap. Most people that reload are tinkers. They like the mechanical part of the gun and the reloading of the ammo. Face it, if we just like to shoot, like probably 98% of the other people in America that got a gun, they'll go buy factory ammo, go to the range, shoot it, not even pick up the brass and walk away and say they had a good time. But we like the mechanical part, the engineering part, the tinkering part, the building of it. That's probably what 75% of why we shoot.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're cheap.
Yeah, looking for a bargain.
Right, we are. We are looking for a bargain. We're looking. We're going out there, and depending upon what a bargain is, what's a round of your Martini Henry ammo cost, Nick?
Oh, jeez. Brass, you are at right now.
This is you making the brass.
This is me making the brass. Let's look at a piece of brass. You are at, well, never mind. It's out of stock now. So I was going to order some, but it's out of stock. You're winning stock for 25 pieces. You're at roughly $40. So you're over $1. Let's see there. Here we go. $38, $1.50 a piece for the brass. Dies.
No, just the cartridge. One cartridge.
Oh,
got,
well, so
you
dies. It's a whole nother story. You're over $100.
Yeah, no, I'm not talking that. I'm just talking one cartridge.
You can't buy a bullet. You have to buy the mold, and the mold
You can't buy
itself.
the.
You cannot buy the bullet.
You're casting the bullet.
Yep.
So that's no cost other than your electricity or whatever. So
Your
that's not a
primer,
problem. Your primer is what, 10
a
cents?
large pistol primer. Yeah, you're about, say, 8-9 cents.
Okay,
So
8-9 cents. So
you are at 85 grains of black powder. Let's see.
But just for instance, Nick, that 577 450 Martini. If you just wanted to buy it, do not reload it. Buffalo
like
Arms,
yeah,
20 rounds, $211.
Yeah, you're over $10 a round.
So basically $11 a round to shoot it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Versus your to make it, everything else, not including dyes, not
Yep.
that's all incidental to
Oh.
making the round. I'm going to call it. And you're
Uh,
at you're at somewhere about $2 to
Probably
make it.
210, 220,
Okay.
roughly.
All right.
I think the last
So-
time I truly calculated it all.
So 11 versus 2. Okay.
There is a ton of time involved,
11.
though. That's the only
Well,
downfall. Yeah,
what isn't? I mean,
exactly.
you sit down and you sit there and say it's $1.30 for a piece of brass. I'm paying $1 something for a piece of brass now anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm buying a precision round. In fact, right now I'm paying $1.30 for 6 GT brass and
Mhm.
22 GT brass. All right. So hey, it's part of the incidentals and the costs that I'm doing, but you're sitting there. You can at least you can pour your bullets and lube your bullets and get yourself set up that way. I'm sitting
Mhm.
there having to buy a bullet, and right now, I just ordered 2 boxes of bullets, and they were $44 a piece. So we're talking 44 cents a shot just there, not including powder primer.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's like like you said. There's another cartridge I'm gonna get started loading here soon. That's this here. I was showing off before the show. Uh, the 6.5 Dutch. Nobody makes
Okay.
brass for it, so I have to convert 303 Brit, and I have to actually step it down through 4 different dies to get to this size brass. So that's fortunately I already have all those dies on hand, but just that extra step and multiple annealings, it's just
Yeah, there you got multiple things to do. I just formed some 22 250 brass out of 22 Creedmoor. Okay, I can't get good brass out of. I can get PPU, which I don't call good brass, but I can get 22 Creedmoor. And if you look at the cartridge, they're really close together. I mean, there's not too far apart. There's more body taper on the 22 250, and it's just a little bit shorter. So it's 3 passes with a die, and I got to anneal it once, and I got to trim it. Okay, it's costing me a little over $1 a cartridge. Okay, to make it. I could buy PPU, but I'm not going to have the same. It's going to be a large primer pocket instead of a small that I'm getting with the 22 Creedmoor. I have better control over my case necks and everything else because I can, turn them and everything. So, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. That's, you know, like you say, you make something out of something that isn't there.
mm-hmm.
Sense of satisfaction.
Yeah. I want to take this 20, I was hoping to go this weekend to go to the range. Didn't happen, but things got in the way. But yeah, maybe next weekend it'll warm up again, and I'm gonna head to the range and see if that 22 250 will shoot.
I went to the range on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun.
What were you shooting?
22s at 100 yards.
Oh, nice.
No, I
Nice.
wasn't aiming. I've had a guy at work's 702 Plinkster for about 3 months now. He had failure to extract problems. He was shooting thunderbolts. I said, "Well, there's your problem."
Yeah.
But so what I did is I took, excuse me, I took SK, Aguila, Winchester Wildcats, Federal Auto Match, and Norma AR-22 or whatever. They were ones that Ken and Justin gave me.
Okay.
Ken gave me most of them. I think Justin gave me like one or two too. So, but basically what it is, I loaded up 5 rounds each mag. He had 5 different magazines. He said he'd had the failure to extract with all of the different magazines. So I'm like, all right, fine. I only had failure to extract with the Federal Auto Match. And I only had 2 rounds out of 20. Both out of the same magazine. Didn't do it on it. I didn't try Auto Match in any other. But I did try some of the Aguila in that magazine that the Auto Match was in and didn't have any issues with the Aguila. So I'm figuring it's the Auto Match. One of the things with Thunderbolts is the angle of the backside of the rim. Hi, Ray. Bye, Ray. Him had internet problem, I'm guessing. Poof.
Weird.
Run, everybody
Well,
at CNSA.
Yeah.
Anyway. There he is. Hi, Ray. How was your trip?
Clicked on the wrong tab on my computer.
That was my second guess. I was like, he's had good internet tonight. And I'm like, it's
I've
gotta
done
be.
that. I've done that. Cheers. See? Cheers. I've done that.
Yep.
Anyway, so one of the problems with Thunderbolts is the Bengals have invaded. They've left the 80s rock space and they've invaded 22 world. So how do you like that? And a third of our audience is going, who are the Bengals?
I've never had luck with Thunderbolt.
No. The problem is Thunderbolts, the backside of the rim where it tapers back into the case, that's at a kind of a different angle than pretty much all the other 22s. Yeah. So if your extractor isn't of the highest quality, 702, then it doesn't always grab that well, and you get failure to extract. Well, it turns out Federal Auto Match seems to have some of those issues as well, which is kind of annoying because the whole entire idea behind Federal Auto Match, it's supposed to be a better cartridge or better case and everything for using in semi-auto. Anyway, it's still cheap ammo. So
I always joked at the store. Thunderbolt was ammo that was like loaded in the 80s and just was put away for years and years, and then it came out.
There's a reason it's cheap.
Yeah,
I swear by CCI Blazer, or Mini Mag if you can afford it. But Blazer, their cheaper ammo works great.
Blazer's Federal, by the way.
Yeah,
Blazer's Federal. I thought that was CCI.
Yeah, no, Blazer is CCI. I take that back.
They got bought. Yeah,
and it's all owned by the same group anyway.
Yeah, all that new now. That
no.
Okay,
that's right. American Eagle's Federal. Never mind. I don't know. I liked Winchester Wildcats. However, Winchester had decided that they don't want to continue making those anymore. So now they've rebranded their Dynapoints, which were garbage, into the Winchester Wildcats. So, and I did let Winchester know my displeasure with that at NRA show.
For handguns, I'll use Federal, the target loads. For rifle, though, I switched to Ely, and they're cheap. For Ely, Team is I found to be a very good, accurate bullet cartridge combination. So, but yeah, if someone's having problems of extraction and jamming and everything else, it's most likely the ammo in 22.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
That's any 22. I take 5 or 6 different. Anytime I get a new 22, take 5 or 6 different boxes of ammo. You got to try them all.
yeah.
Yep. So, usually just CCI. So, but the Remington Golden Bullet is worth it. That's the ones that are in the. I'd show you, but my ammo bag's out in the truck because I didn't feel like bringing it in. Because if I can, I'm going to try and sneak out to the range again this week. So, and if I leave that out there, then all I have to do is haul out my guns. So, but the Remington Golden Bullet is the stuff that's in the plastic cases with the slide lids in the 100-round packs. So that stuff
Like
I've never had a problem with.
Like the CCIs. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the only difference
Um,
is the CCIs and the Winchesters, they do the five
Mhm.
wide rows. The Remingtons use 10 wide or 15
Okay.
wide. I don't know. It's a wider, shorter. It's more of it's a square case. So yeah, I shot 22. And it's funny because these 3 kids came and sat down next to me as I was doing I just got done with that first test. And what I did is I made up a little note in my phone in Google Keep of, I didn't have any way I forgot to grab some way to mark the magazines. So I just took a, identifying mark off the magazine that was on it and used that to identify all the mags. Like maker and follower, or, there's a scratch here, that type of thing. But so I was writing all that data down and filling that out, saying I had no problems with this, I had problems with this, blah blah blah. So these kids sit down with a little GSG, that little 22 GSG, little rifle thing, and they had a 50-round drum on it, which was kind of fun. But anyway, so their first shot, pink right in the cheek.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, all right. So I was done shooting, so I was just entering data. So I just held my flannel up like this as a shield, kept entering my data. Second shot went off without a problem. Third shot didn't work, and I can hear him trying to argue with the drum. I'm like, typical drum. So,
Which GSG rifle was that?
I don't know. It's the little GSG 22. So
That the one that looks like an MP5?
I have no idea. Maybe GSG 11. I don't know. I would have to look it up here.
That doesn't matter. I'm just curious.
GSG 16.
Okay.
So it's got that fake suppressor on the front of it.
Yep.
Anyway, so a couple of guys come walking up, and we're at the 100-yard range, by the way, because the range was packed that day. I brought my that Rock Island VR60 to play with too, but the shotgun range was even packed. So I went to 50, and it looked like it was going to open up, but it wasn't. So then I went back to the truck for a couple minutes, loaded up magazines, and was kind of listening to some football. I don't remember what game I was listening to. And then I like, oh, maybe the 100 yards open. I said, I don't really care what I'm hitting. I just need to shoot. So I went over, 100 yard was open. So I started doing that. But But so these two guys come up, and turns out one of them is an FFL. And so he was asking the kid about the GSG, and he says, "Oh, is that I got a can on it?" And the kid's like, "No, I wish." And then he goes to the kid, he goes, "Well, how would you like to shoot a suppressor?" He pulls out a Soundstrick 22. Well, one of the problems with those GSGs is that fake can is actually just a barrel shroud. So I was looking it over to see if there was a way to screw that suppressor on, and no. And I said, "All right, hang on just a second." So I'd brought my Victory with, because I was going to shoot at the pistol range. So I went and grabbed that out of the truck and brought that over, set it down, took the thread protector off, screwed the can on, and then started loading magazines. And I'm just handing magazines to whoever wants to shoot it. We put about 100 rounds through it. So my phone I've got an app on my phone. It's called Smart Tools. It's got a ruler and a level, and you can use it for measuring. It's got a fake compass, and it's got a flashlight app, and so then it's got a decibel meter on here. And we used to use a decibel meter in church, and my app was pretty accurate compared to the worship leader's one on his Apple. And then he finally got around to actually getting a decibel meter. And up till 90 dB, both of our apps were like plus or minus 1. So I was pretty impressed with that. So anyway, so I figured, well, let's see what we're doing for quietness out of this can. So these aren't subsonic ammo. They're not quiet ammo. These were Aguila high velocity that we were shooting through this thing. And the loudest it was 78 dB at the muzzle.
Wow. Wow, that's
Now,
hearing safe.
Yeah.
That's
now
hearing
downrange,
safe.
you would hear the supersonic crack. But yeah, so that was kind of fun. So yeah,
you made those kids shooting trip. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the guy, and the couple of guys, I don't have his card down here, but he's got a local FFL down in Oregon area. Anybody in the Wisconsin area wants to use him, just shoot me an email and get you his info. But they were pretty good guys. But yeah, I mean, and so we were just all sitting there chatting, and then there was two guys that were farting around with their rifles, trying to actually sight their rifles in and stuff. And so we were all just kind of chatting and stuff. And these three kids said that they just started getting into shooting. And the one kid goes, "Yeah, we didn't have dads growing up, so we had to wait till we were 21. And I kind of felt really bad for him. I'm like, oh. And so immediately I grabbed cards and I handed the cards out. I said, "All right, here's the deal. You guys got a question? Shoot me an email. Get a hold of me and I'll answer your questions." I said, "The only stupid questions one you don't ask." Because they obviously do not have a source to get correct answers.
Yeah.
So, and I said, or stop by and see me. I'm at Cabela's Monday nights, Friday nights, and Saturdays during the day. And I said, so this here, and I'm talking about all of us that were there, the guy with the can and everybody. And I said, this is the type of firearms community we're looking at. This is what we want. This is what we're doing. You know, you show up to the range, you share your toys with other people, and you have fun.
Yep.
So, and I mean, the kid was happy to let us shoot his too, but I'm like, nah, I'm good. Because I had to get back to doing that, because I had to get home to make spaghetti for dinner, because one of the kids was bringing his girlfriend over. So, but
that's cool. That's cool.
I did shoot the VR60 with somebody had donated me some number 6 steel pheasant load. Never gonna hunt pheasant with steel. So I was blowing through that with the light gas adapter in it, and it was for the most part pretty good. And then I put the heavy adapter in and was throwing 3-inch Magnum turkey loads through it. Remington heavy shot. Guess what? Still friggin' hurts. But it was fun. There was two young guys and a girl. He just picked up a Maverick 88, And so he said he'd had other shotguns, but he wasn't sure how to load it. Well, he was trying to load it open with the action open on a Maverick 88s. If the action's open, the loading gate is all the way down, so you can't load the magazine. So you actually have to close the action, and then you can load the magazine. So I showed him that, and then he was shooting that. And so I gave him and his buddy a turkey load to shoot, so they could have some with the fat. And then I switched it back over to the light and loaded up 5 rounds each in the magazine, and let each of them blow through 5 rounds of that pheasant load on the VR60. They had a blast, because here they're just shooting this little pump, and so they were seeing me have all this fun just rapid firing these pheasant loads. And so then the joy on their face when they were pulling the trigger, because the one kid, this is literally his first time shooting guns. And so when I watched him as he's pulling the trigger, just that grin. So I got my buddy's gun solved and helped make some people have a really, really good range day. And I kind of did some patterning at the same time. So.
But you did what we need to do, be ambassadors.
Oh, absolutely.
Be ambassadors. So.
Yep. I mean, that's the. I will be honest. If I go to the range and somebody else shoots all my guns and I never pull a trigger, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's a win.
How many times, Nick, we go on the range, shoot 10, 15, 20 rounds, and you end up sitting there talking to somebody for 2 and 3 hours?
Absolutely.
3/4 of the time. It's 95% of the time. It's especially if we're taking the oddball stuff out.
Yeah.
Because they want to know about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I end up going to the range, and the range officer says, "Can you go help that person over there?"
Yeah.
And I was with Ken at the range, and a gunsmith shows up, and he's got to test 2 guns out, and he goes, "Does anybody have any tools to fix, any Allen wrenches to fix it?" He's a gunsmith.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, here you go.
Naughty boy.
He goes, "That's a nice setup. Thanks."
Yeah, I got to get a better set of screwdrivers. I've got one that I bought from Sportsman's Guide 20 years ago, little ratcheting one. I mean, it works well, but I mean, it's not the flathead and Phillips bits aren't necessarily the best.
You know what I take? I go to you can pick them up anywhere. That generic screwdriver where it's got the standard on one side, then you can pull it out, and then you got the Phillips on the other. Then of course you got the
little
Phillips
6-in-1.
I take that, and it does 90% of all the screws I've got to move. And I've also got a little bit set I take that's got all the hex, the squares, the torques, and all that.
Yep.
So it's.
But the thing you got to watch out for on firearms is your flatheads.
Right. They're not hologram.
Right. So if you use a standard flathead on a lot of your firearms, it's really easy to mess up those screws.
It is.
So that's why that's one of the reasons I have that kit. So, but
that bit set I take is hologram. The standard ones with the screwdriver are not.
Yeah. But yeah, those 6-in-1 screwdrivers are really nice.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a nice gunsmithing set of screwdrivers, Mike, the Wheeler is hard to beat for the money.
Especially to an expert voice.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the 100-piece right here, $76.
Yeah, I'm saving up. Actually, I think Avid's got one now.
Yeah.
You just need to buy the bits, Nick, because you keep losing bits. You got plenty of handles.
I want the Avid gunsmith vice. Have you seen that thing?
Mm-hmm. It is a nice one. I need a small, like the little small one, something I could put like on one of the inline quick change mounts if I need to use it. I don't really want to run out to the garage.
What's that?
The little vise,
Oh,
like what you
yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, my wife's getting louder. Maybe she's trying to come down here. Should have taken your medicine, woman, so you can't come down here.
Are those the ball head ones, Paul?
You know,
Can't
Paul
hear
and
you,
Woodward.
Paul.
Can't hear you.
Excuse me. I get these a set of these for I think they're like $12, $15 on Amazon, and this is standard. It fits all the action screws and everything else. I keep a set of metric with it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have the Wheeler wrench kit with the torque bits in there,
Mm-hmm.
and
There you go.
it's compact. I can sit down and drop everything in. Zip it up, and I can hand somebody, or I can take it and fix what they want, what they need fixed. And yeah, it was what I got it on sale for 60 some dollars plus the bits. Let's call it $90 with everything that's in there. And
Nice.
it sits in my range box. I have another one that's as Ray's talking about, a screwdriver that has the interchangeable bits on it, and it has mostly flat heads, but they're all hollow ground,
Mm-hmm.
and I have them for guns that need flat blades, and that hex
Mm-hmm.
bits and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty easy to come by, and this one handles the bits, the hex bits in the handle. It holds them in the handle, and um, it's got little rubber rubber plastic holders, so you can line all your bits up the way you want it, and just pull it out, pick the one you want, stick it in, use it that way. But you're right, Ray. Those, you can get those um, sets of bits that are hollow ground
Mm-hmm.
for you know a few dollars.
Yeah.
You can spend big money on it. You can go to Brownells and buy a Brownells bit set and spend $200.
Somebody's
Okay.
restarted or something.
Nick looks guilty.
No, the only computer I got's right here, and that's old Windows noise.
Yeah, mine's not. So weird.
Anyhow,
Anyway,
yeah,
carry on.
yeah. You can spend $200 for a set of Brownells, or you can spend $45 for a set of Wheeler, and you're just as well off. The hardest part is fitting the flathead screws to the guns that you got to use.
Yeah.
And either you got a bench grinder or you got a Dremel tool, and you know how to, with the right kind of stones to fit the bits in there, and not to overheat them so you don't make them too soft.
Yep.
It'd be a good show for next week. gift ideas for Christmas for the shooter.
Sounds like a plan. Let's run with it.
Yep.
I may miss it. I'll be headed back from Chicago, but you never
Hey,
know.
speaking of gifts for the new shooter, look who just showed up. Hi, Todd.
Yes.
Todd's lovely
Annealing machine.
loading block would be an awesome Christmas present.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not that expensive.
Nope. That's a stocking stuffer.
Yes, it is.
And for the people that need to anneal, he's also got the machine to do that too.
That's right. A very fine annealer.
Mm-hmm.
So, talking about Christmas presents, you could sign your favorite person up to be a Patch of the Month Club member. If you head over to firearmsradio.net/category/podcast/reloading-2 and click on support this show, you can head over to our Patreon page and get signed up to become a Patch of the Month Club member, help the show, and give a great Christmas present. They could get a quality patch like this for every month. Like, this is what they want for Christmas this year. And then, so when you're a Patch of the Month Club member, you get the original patch and vinyl sticker. And then you also get Ryan Cross's a replication of Ryan Cross's original sketch. It's fun to take the patch and the sketch and hold them up next to each other and see what he changed from original to final. It's always fun to do. That's why I couldn't find my Altoids. They were under the patch. Otherwise, and we'll mention this again next week, but you could get an awesome Reloading podcast shirt like this. You can get a great tumbler, or now the tumbler, pretty awesome. It comes in this with the extruded powder. It also comes with brass as a background or an American flag as a background. So Paul is actually going to show you the American flag one. Oh, no, he's got the brass one. So that's what the brass one looks like.
And you look here, guys, it says Firearms Radio Network, okay? And then the Reloading podcast.
Yeah. So, and how you get to there is you go to the same firearmsradio.net/category/podcast/reloading-2. Or if you'd like, you can just go to firearmsradio.net, go to all shows, drop down to Reloading Podcast. And then to get the shirts, the cups, and we also have hoodies, you click on that green Buy Our Merch button. And it'll take you over, show you our T-shirts. T-shirt has on the back Anatomy of a Pew. So that says it's got the bang button, the metal holdy thing, the magical fire dust, and the freedom seed. Comes in anywhere from small to 5X, comes in sport gray, military green, or white. And that is a T-shirt or a sweatshirt. We also have Defund the ATF and review, ATF review. 1 star, what? I don't even remember what it says. Not fond of, would not recommend. So that's the ATF review for that. And you can also pay overtime with Shop Pay. So we've got hoodies, we've got T-shirts, we've even got can koozies. So swing over there, check that out. And if you've got a camo freak in your group, you can send them over to Sean's awesome store, camerado.com, and pick up Camerado. Now, you can't get the boonie hats anymore. You can't get the bucket hats anymore. But you can get this awesome shirt, the luau shirt. They also make one now that's got a pocket. Excuse me. And there's a bunch of other stuff they've got in Camerado. And you can use code RELOAD to save 5%. And Todd has a coupon code for you. Todd says, "Hello, I really need to get back on the show." All right, Todd, after New Year's, do you want to come before shot or after shot? You make up your mind and let me know. Get a hold of me or Nick, either one. Or shoot me an email, reloadingpodcast@gmail.com. Says promo code for after Xmas into the new year, 5% off site-wide promo code ReloadingPodXmas from now till January 1st, gang. If you are swinging by EPM Integrations to either get that awesome loading block or get one of the awesome annealers that they've got over there, make sure you use that code. Thank you, Todd. Todd, if we don't talk to you, you have a great Christmas. So, but yeah, definitely. So yeah, swing over there, take advantage of that. So, I do not have one of his machines, but I have seen them operate the annealers, and they are awesome. The loading block I am slowly saving my money for because it is fantastic. Nice thing about his loading block, it's adjustable. So you can literally pretty much load anything in it.
And it holds the cases.
Yeah, you can actually lock the cases in so they will not fall out. And best part, you can lock them in without bending them. No dings, no dents.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to Nick and I's YouTube page, and we've got a video on both.
Yep.
And what is that, Nick? What's our YouTube channel?
The Milsurp Duo.
There you go. So code is live now as of 9:14 p.m. Central, Tuesday, December 10th. So, and my goal is to hopefully get caught up and have everything posted by Friday what is Friday? 13th?
13.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Do. So anyway. So yeah, last show of the year will be the 16th or the 17th of December. And then we'll be off until the new year. So
After the new year.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now we have 2 shows before SHOT Show.
So that first show, come with your wish list for SHOT.
Mm-hmm.
Reloadingpodcast@gmail.com. Send us emails on what you want the gang to go visit at SHOT. And we'll cover that. So reloadingpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a text, 608-467-0308. Or if you really want to be brave, you can call that number, 608-467-0308, and leave us a voicemail, which we may or may not play on air. So we haven't gotten a voicemail in a really long time. We need one. Come on, gang, step up. So,
Well, I got something I want you to look at for Bench Addict's purview is the Hornady new case trimmer that you have.
Well, that's the only downfall about Hornady at SHOT. You can't touch anything. It's behind glass that's like
no touchy.
foot and a half away from the glass. It's like you can see it, but yep, I can't touch it, can't move it. Yep, nothing. That's how they've been the last couple of years.
Read the message board. There's about it.
That's it. Yeah.
Bench Addict is going to be so disappointed.
But But it does look suspiciously like somebody else's.
I know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, hopefully that wasn't long enough to get pulled off YouTube. For those of you who are wondering what that was, you need to check that out. That was the Swedish Chef, an animal. So,
Ooh.
Muppets
EP
Christmas.
integrations. Starline brass with volume discounts.
Oh, there you go.
There
I
we
forgot.
go.
I forgot
Ooh.
they added that. So,
Ooh.
Jim Rolls. Yes, we talked about that earlier. It's available in Australia, coming to a location in the United States some point in time in 2025. So yes, EP integrations, Starling Brass. What a great combination.
Mm-hmm. With a volume discount plus the code. So you could really do good there.
Stack that discount. And they've got a forum chat. That's even cooler. So now you got another place to go and chat about reloading stuff. That's awesome. So
Don't forget to remind everybody about our Discord channel.
Yep. We have a Discord channel. Send us an email, reloadingpodcast@gmail.com if you want the link. So yeah, so they've got quite the selection of Starline. And yeah, so there you go. So yeah, that's epintegrations.com. Head over there. Remember, Reloading Pod Xmas. So come on. I'm trying to copy it. See if it'll let me. Dirty around, I notice. That's no fun. See, they used to let me copy and paste out of there. Putzes. Anyway. So yeah. Thank you, Todd. So that's awesome. Another little extra bonus going into Christmas. And Reloading Pod Xmas is all caps. So anyway, all right, gang. I think that about wraps her up for tonight.
I'd like to give a shout out to the fine work the police did in tracking down the United Healthcare CEO shooter. It looks like they possibly got him, but only time will tell.
Correct.
Looks like they did some fine police work and within a week tracked him down.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Well done. So there's some very interesting conversations in Discord about that. So, and what particular firearm was used. So,
I haven't read much of that.
Yeah, so very good stuff. Anyway, anybody else got any shout outs? I want to give a shout out to all the listeners, and especially you three gentlemen, and Jim, and Travis, and
Shrenda.
Shrenda, and Jason, for all the help and assistance, and
Oh, yeah.
Chris for
Yep.
coming on, and for all the editing. It takes an awesome team to make this happen. Unfortunately, the editing and posting has been kind of the weak point of this, but we're working on it. So I'm going to wind up doing some editing here. Hopefully, can figure out some time, because Chris is going to be busy a little bit here. So we appreciate everybody that joins us every week on the live chat. Definitely add to the show. Does not detract from it. So also appreciate everybody that listens to the audio podcast, and everybody that hangs with us waiting for the podcast to get posted. So everybody that's in the Discord, everybody that sends us emails, questions, everybody that's on the Reloading Podcast group on Facebook. That's a good, strong community too. Everybody that's in the Reloading Room, the admins for the Reloading Room and the Reloading Podcast group. So we're still on MeWe. We've still got the chat on Signal, but those are kind of both dead. I still post there. So we are live every week except holiday weeks on Rumble and YouTube. So we're getting some traction on Rumble. So Rumble's good. It definitely doesn't have the pull that YouTube does, but I mean, YouTube's been around how long? Rumble's been around how long? So, but I think at this point in time, unless we get all of the firearms industry behind a platform, we're kind of still stuck dealing with YouTube. So, Smith & Wesson got pulled from Facebook a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
They got restored, but they got pulled. So, I kind of think that kind of brings a little more attention to how bad it is. So, but that's just social media. Whoop-de-doo. Anyway, on a serious note, we appreciate everybody. Make sure you keep your brass shiny.
Jump on the Millstrip short bus.
Teach them shoot and reload when they're young.
Grandpa said, "Don't listen to your mama. Violence does solve problems."
Make sure you're supporting Second Amendment organizations. Make sure you're calling your elected representatives, even if it's leaving voicemails over the holidays. Make sure you get if you elected new ones, get a hold of the new ones and leave them nice voicemails, welcoming them. I haven't even been drinking. That's the worst part. Welcoming them to their new positions, letting them know you're keeping an eye on them, and how you feel about the Second Amendment. Always be nice. Always be kind. Always thank them, even if you think they're doing an absolute shit job. You need to be nice.
Really?
Yes. Until it's time to tar and feather them. Then that's a different story. So, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So, but reloadingpodcast@gmail.com, get that list in for stuff that you want us to go check out for SHOT Show. Most importantly, especially as we really get close to Christmas and Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all the other, there's more, and I apologize if I didn't list your, end of the year holiday. I apologize. Those are the three that popped to my head. But there is There is a myriad of festivals and holidays and celebrations around this time of year. Be respectful of each other's, even if you don't agree with theirs. We got to be nice to each other. You can disagree with people without being mean and hating them, and maybe it's time for us to really truly start showing that. Now, it doesn't mean we give up, and it doesn't mean that we let them walk all over us. Okay, we be nice while we're kicking their ass
With a smile.
That's right.
With a smile.
Seriously though, if with the holidays and everything, if you're struggling, 988 or 1-800-273-8255. We want to make sure that you have the information that you need to be able to reach out to help you in that valiant fight. Mental health is a serious issue, and you need to take it seriously, and you need to reach out. There's a lot of different things that people try and do to cover it up, and none of it works, gang. It's all temporary Band-Aid. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. It's only going to work for a couple seconds. So you really got to, get the proper care. And that is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. Sucks starting a shotgun or however you want to do it. Ending your life, that's chicken shit. That's the easy way out. It's cowardice. All it does is literally screws everybody else that you leave behind. And you may think that there's nobody, but you're wrong. There's always somebody. So, if you need more information, shoot us an email, reloadingpodcast@gmail.com. I know I throw that out there. Otherwise, if it's not a dire need and you're just looking to get some help, to get the ball rolling on that, but it's not a crisis, walkthetalkamerica.org. Mike was on a couple weeks ago talking about their programs they've got going there, and that's an amazing setup. So thanks, gang. We'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Y'all.
Good night.